Hello and welcome to the first of probably many videos you'll be watching this year in your college prep biology class. This video is actually not about biology content. It's really mainly to help you with understanding the setup of the class and how things will sort of be run this year. I'll show you a couple of basics on where to find the information you'll need on our school webpage, as well as where to find videos. We'll be talking about those and some examples of some assignments and give you an overall idea of how the class is going to work this year. Because initially, for you to walk in and hear that, hey, this class is going to be the opposite, I'm not going to lecture to you, is kind of strange. It leads people to the question of, is this class even real life, Bentley? I mean, how am I supposed to learn if we don't have a textbook? There aren't class notes. There aren't lectures per se. What do you get paid to do? And that's actually a question, believe it or not, I've had in the past from students. So again, just I want you to watch this short video so we can help you understand how the class actually works. So the most important thing to understand here is that you're not on your own. I'm not, as a teacher, hanging you out to dry and expecting you to teach yourselves. This is sort of, there's a lot of phrases to describe kind of how we're doing things. You'll hear maybe terms like a flipped classroom or an active learner classroom. We're kind of a little bit of everything here. There are some standard instructional things we'll do. There is a little bit of a flipped component. Some teachers choose to call this the blended model because I like to take a little bit of everything. Really, it's the opposite of what you're used to in a normal classroom. Essentially, in a normal classroom, you have homework and assignments the teacher gives you at night, and you take notes, and then you sit and listen to some boring old fuddy-duddy in class tell you about how smart they are, and you're expected to copy it all down and memorize it. I hate that model. Essentially, with this flipped blended model, whatever you choose to call it, you're going to be required to listen to quote-unquote a lecture. Really, they're my videos that I've made. Take notes on that at home, and then we use the class time to talk briefly about them, go over questions you have, and it's your time for you to work on your assignments when you're in class. So as you can see, that's really is the opposite of a normal classroom. The key, though, is that you have to come to class prepared. You have to watch the assigned videos when you are asked to do so, and you really have to take good notes. And I'll show you how to do that a little bit in just a bit here. And then really the class time essentially is yours to practice, to learn, to question, to solve problems that you have, to get your work done. So again, it's really kind of opposite of what you do in a normal class, and really it's going to culminate, we're going to see you end up taking 2 tests really. One of them is a standard assessment at the end of the unit, and the other one is a problem that I want you to solve. I don't want students to become just test takers. I want you to be critical thinkers and problem solvers. So that's what our units will be geared towards, you coming up with a solution to an open-ended problem. So really quickly, the basics are really best to start with on YouTube is where you're going to find these so-called videos. What you're going to want to do, and I'll show you how to do this in just a moment, on YouTube you want to search for, there is a channel called Bentley. I would recommend subscribing to that, and that's where I've posted all the different videos that I've created that cover the material that we'll have to master and learn. Now, just a word of caution, they're not amazing Hollywood movie videos. They're simply PowerPoints, video clips, and you'll hear my voice just as such as you hear right now. You'll hear and see me writing on the screen. It's meant to take the place of what you would normally do in a brief lecture in a class, and you'll be required to take notes on those. Again, we'll show you. And we do put links to all those videos on our class webpage. I'll show you where to find those. And then again, with the note sheets, I'll show you what that looks like in a second, how you can take them. And then the following class, let's say you have to prescribe to watch a movie on Monday night. Tuesday, when you come into class, will be when you'll work on activities, take questions, go over problems that you have. I may have a quick mini activity for you to do to practice things. So it's really your time to make sure that you understand and use the material. So really what we want to do here, let's just go into YouTube. I'll quickly show you how to actually find these videos. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, what you'd want to do is type in up at the top here, Bentley, and there actually is our channel that we would click on here. So again, when we click on this, it opens up and we can actually see a listing of all the videos that I've posted over time. Now they are a little bit jumbled and out of order based on the fact that sometimes I go back and create new versions or update them. But each one gives you a numbered video in the unit. They go in order for each unit. Video 3 precedes video 4 and the unit on cells, for example. But you would have a requirement. For example, you have to watch cell video 3 on cell organelles. And you'd simply click on that, it opens up and you watch the video. The best part is that when you do watch the videos, you can pause them, rewind them, walk away. You can watch them on any electronic device, obviously. Basically, you have creepy Mr. Bentley always at your beck and call to help you out with the biology. So that's just where to find the actual videos there. Now, again, as we said, you watch them prior to class. You have to fill out the note sheets with details. You're taking notes here. Questions that you have, they are your notes. And one requirement I'll show you in just a moment that we do want to do is that you must actually have, I require that you have questions at the bottom. Now, they can be one of two types. When you're done watching the video, done taking the notes, I'd like you to have questions that I want to go over with you individually. They may be standard questions like something you don't understand. I don't get, for example, what mitochondria do, or more interestingly, they might even be what-if questions. What would happen, Mr. Bentley, if the cell membrane were punctured in an animal cell? Any of them are adequate, and that gives us a chance to talk and further clarify your understanding. Again, just for us to quickly actually take a look at what those note sheets look like, they are really pretty simple. As you can see here, you could put your name on that, and what's recommended is that actually at the point at the top of the screen we would want to actually obviously put the title of the video. Here's a little sidebar here for you to put down questions or star things, like for example if there's something that you didn't understand here, you might want to put a big question mark or what is this or need to ask Bentley. And at the bottom here, it'd be required that you have at least 3 questions, either things you don't understand as we said, or they could actually be what if questions. So these are the standard note sheets that you'll use. Will be provided for you both on our website and in the classroom anytime you're required to watch the actual videos. So as far as what about in class, what are you going to be doing? That's your time, and that's where the really interesting part of the class comes in. That's where you're going to spend time completing activities that you choose. I'll show you that in a moment. Engaging in dialogue, questioning and answering, labs, taking assessments, working on your final product, all sorts of different things. But it's really up to you to use your time wisely when you are in class. So to look at just an example of that. At the start of each major unit, you'll always be given 3 crucial items at the very start. Essentially, we're working backwards, almost as if I'm telling you where you need to end up, and then I'll try and guide you in getting there. The first thing you'll get is a problem or a prompt for your task, which I'll show you what that is. You'll be given an analytic rubric to show you how you're scored. And then to help you get there, to help guide you, I'll give you some type of an activities list. To show you what they actually do look like. So actually, let's take a look. Go ahead and take a look at what the activities list. Start there, and we'll work our way backwards. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at, for example, a problem or a prompt. For our first unit here, the problem is that you're going to be required to understand a lot of things about characteristics of life, biochemistry, molecules, etc., and you're going to be required to design a drug. So this will actually list, without going into too much detail, you're going to pick a specific problem or a case study that you'll read about, and as working all throughout the unit, you'll master the ins and outs of biochemistry, macromolecules, enzyme structure and function, and at the end you will be required to develop an electronic presentation. Don't worry, you don't have to present it in class, but you'll send that to me as though you are developing a proposal for a new drug, how it will function, and we'll go over specifically in class how that works. So that's the problem that you're given. You'll also be provided with a rubric, obviously, where that shows you all the criteria and the content things that you have to have within your video, and how I'll be scoring them for you. That will actually count as a test grade. And obviously I have highlighted here in yellow the practitioner column. That's what you'd be gunning for. You can always bump up to a higher grade by including some of these criteria, and obviously you can have a lower grade by depending upon what your where you fall in the rubric. Now the $1,000,000 question is, how do you actually get there? And this is our activities list. You're actually going to have choice here. You can see at the bottom that anything that's shaded gray is required by every single student. You have to complete that. Some of them are labs, some of them are pre-assessments. You can see the videos here. And essentially what we do, we're building a pyramid of knowledge, kind of. Sounds corny, but starting at the bottom with video 1, you'll watch the video. We'll go over some information in class. And then as you can see here, you're going to pick 2 out of 3 of these activities are available to you. You'll complete them, receive grades for some of them, many of them, and we'll pace ourselves and go forward in class. You'll then, once you've satisfied those requirements, you'll bump up to video 2. And again, a requirement here you'll complete, we'll all complete, and then you choose 2 out of 3 assignments to complete. And you'll keep continuing up. You see we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos here, and it culminates at the end of the unit, hopefully by completing all of these or most of these activities of your choice, as well as your in-class quizzes and assessments, do-overs, etc. It'll end where you take a summative test, and then you'll also submit, as we just saw, your solution to your problem, your design a drug. So all of those things are really designed to help you get to where you actually need to be. So those are our examples there. So really, to end with, it's hopefully that helps you with the class. I just want to end by showing you the Fusion page where to find some of the useful links, but it's going to be up to you to be an actively engaged learner. So to take a quick look at, here's an example of our for our period 1 CP Bio class, and it's in its primitive stages. We're still in the process of adding things to that, but you can see here it gives a course description at the top, pretty basic. I'll put major announcements up here, outstanding homework assignments, when things are due, try to keep that updated, and perhaps the 2 most important aspects on here are right here in the links category. This is where I'll post hyperlinks to all the videos. You can see here Unit 1, Intro Topics. If we click on this little plus sign, you see drop downs of the 4 videos that you'd be required to watch. All you have to do is click on that bad boy. It takes you right to the video, which makes it much, much easier for you. And then really your other, probably the most important part, is the files section at the bottom. That's where I will have rubrics that you'll be using, a basic template for your note-taking sheet, our course syllabus, the do-over contract, and then also we'll have individual folders in which you can open that up and you'll find copies of all of the materials that you'll need. Like, for example, the activities list. If you've lost it, if you don't have it, that you can find in here. Your analytic rubric we just looked at, that will be found within Unit 1 as well. So this is your go-to home base for everything that you would need to help you be successful in the class. So again, really, it's up to you. I'm here just to guide you. You can think of me as a GPS in a car. We know where we have to get at the end of the unit. We'll know that right from the get-go. We'll know that what you have to be able to produce at the end, or in other words, your ending location. It's just up to me to help guide you and get you there. But I can't drive the car for you. That's where you come in with regards to the active learner part. So, hope this video helps. We'll be working actually immediately following this in class, but each and every day we'll fall into a routine, and hope this helps you be successful this year in college prep biology.